What's poppin', everybody? Welcome to the Hot Seat Sports Talk with Aaron Gummel and Eric Higgins.
Hey, welcome back. Hey, you look fancy today.
Thank you.
Man, compared to us.
Yeah,
No,
I'm liking your.
I'm fine.
Even
I like
all
your
that-
shirt. You
Hey,
got
I'm
your
in my
shirt there,
Moneyball
Brian.
sportswear.
Thank you.
I like that one.
Moneyball sportswear. Go buy it.
Sponsor.
Sponsor us. Before we start, please like and subscribe to this channel.
Please, I need friends.
Poor
Yeah.
guy.
Poor
Please.
guy. Yeah.
Just do it for me.
So, all right, let's get started. Baseball first. Boston beats New York 3-1 to advance to the ALCS.
That
Oh, Boston just.
torched them.
Yeah, they did.
I mean,
New York did not know what was coming.
No, I mean it's
16-1.
yeah.
How do you give up 16 runs in the playoffs? Come on, you're in the playoffs.
Luis Severino gave up like 6 or 7 runs in 3 innings. So that was basically,
Yeah, but
that basically brought them all down.
yeah. I
And then
will
who'd
say
they put
that's
in?
Pretty much what happened.
Romine, they put in like Andrew Romine or something. Or
Former
like
Tiger.
Oh,
Yes.
Romine brother, I think. But that was crazy.
It was his brother, yes.
Yeah, the backup catcher.
So,
One
But that was crazy. Yeah.
fights everybody.
Good job, Boston. They're going to probably go far, so good for them.
and then Cleveland, of course. Poor Cleveland. Yeah, they got swept.
I mean, it's Houston, though.
Yeah.
It's Houston.
So it sets up Houston and Boston in the ALCS. Basically, a Tigers reunion. Kind of.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. But looking at the ALCS, I think Houston's going to win this in 5.
Really? Even
Mhm.
with Boston's season?
I'm still going to give it with Houston, just because I have a feeling about their pitching.
Jose
Verlander
Altuve.
is going to pitch.
Boom.
I don't know, man. I got a feeling about Boston this year.
In how many?
7-game series, right?
Yep.
Correct.
Full 7 games.
Full
It's
seven.
going to be a hard fight.
Okay.
All right.
Milwaukee sweeps Colorado.
Yes.
Advance to the NLCS.
Okay.
Or
There you
Colorado. I mean, Colorado then,
I mean, Milwaukee just got
yeah.
hitters after hitters after hitters. And then they have, who's that player that's like, they want to be MVP?
MVP for Milwaukee?
No, just in general.
Oh,
I think he's the second baseman.
are you talking about from Milwaukee? Wait, from which
Milwaukee.
team?
Milwaukee Brewers.
There's somebody from Milwaukee.
I forgot who. I got to get back on
Milwaukee?
that.
What is
but-
Milwaukee anyway?
But they're just having a great season. They're just having a great season. I'm pretty sure. I'll get back on that one, though.
Yeah.
All right.
And then they're playing the Los Angeles Dodgers.
I mean,
3 games to 1 they won.
I thought Atlanta was going to be a pretty hard test, and I think they're going to go full force from here.
Well, looking at this one, Dodgers beat the Brewers in 7.
I agree.
I'm going to put the Dodgers in 6.
Interesting,
Well,
interesting.
I mean, I'd like that as long as it doesn't go 7. That's all right. Will Le'Veon Bell be traded or will he return?
This season,
Because there's rumors about more. It's splitting rumors: returning or trading.
If he
okay.
does
Rumors are
return,
him to the Jets after Week 7.
I'm feeling if he does return, he's not going to try to play as effective as he has in the past.
Does that mean it's the end of James Conner?
Definitely
No.
not. I definitely think they're both going to get their reps.
No.
So, committee.
If Le'Veon
Yes.
does not produce like he did, and they do find out it was intentional or not, James Conner will be stepping up even further into this role.
I think Le'Veon Bell is going to
No
definitely
matter what.
return this season.
No
and
matter-
then after,
Yeah.
if like the money situation still isn't working out, then I can see either a trading scenario
Or free agency.
or a free agency. But
No
what
matter
are you
what,
gonna say?
James Conner's going to be the guy.
Oh, no matter what,
going
James
forward.
Conner's going to get his workload.
He will.
No matter what, he'll get his workload.
And he'll be the #1 guy to target in fantasy next year as a keeper.
Along
in
with
keeper leagues.
pretty
Or
much anybody on
second.
Kansas City because of Mahomes.
That's true. Or Kansas City in general.
But okay. Do you think they're overhyped?
Kansas City?
Yes.
Well, I mean, they're 5-0 again. I mean, they're doing pretty
Look
good.
what happened to them last year.
Well, I
Right
mean,
now-
if they don't do that this year,
And
though,
look
that'd
who
be-
they're playing this week.
Right now,
It's a
I'm
reunion.
saying that the hype should be there.
I think it should be there too.
This quarterback, he's
Well, there's another
phenomenal.
5-0 team with a quarterback that's pretty hyped.
But do you think they're
That is
overhyped?
true.
Chiefs, a little bit.
I mean, not the Chiefs, the other Rams. Yeah, the Rams.
The greatest
But
show on
when you
surf,
put-
as they're
let's
calling
say,
it.
When you put Goff next to Mahomes,
You take any one of them.
I'd put Mahomes up there further.
Oh,
Really?
no.
I'd
I
be
mean,
putting Mahomes up
I
there
feel like
further.
because Mahomes can escape the pocket and create yards for himself on the run game.
He's
Like
more
Goff
of a-
Goff doesn't need to, but
Goff's a
we haven't
pocket
seen him to.
passer, and he's more accurate in the pocket. He doesn't need to run.
It depends what kind of quarterback you want or need, really.
Mahomes is more mobile. He
Look at
moves
Look at
more.
Goff. He's got way more weapons too.
Goff has more experience. Goff
Goff has a better running
did
back.
lose 2 targets.
Potentially
For this week. They may come back out of some
It's
crazy.
concussion protocol.
Yes.
They're both of them are concussion protocol.
But they've been doing run-throughs. They've been doing a little bit
They've
of
been
practicing.
going through some reps at practice,
Yes.
yeah. But they're not in complete, total contact yet.
Yet.
They do still have a lot of time, but
Well, it should be out today. It should be out today, Friday.
They should be, yep.
Today, Friday.
Yep.
So, it's
they should be out there getting some work in.
yeah.
I hope they both play.
Oh, definitely.
Because concussions,
Well,
especially if you got 2 guys in the same line,
Yeah.
you really gotta.
We'll stay in LA. Are the Lakers being overhyped in the preseason to this point?
Guys, it's preseason. You can't really judge anything on
Well,
preseason.
the
You can
media
just
is
look.
going
You can just look
nuts.
at everybody. Well, it's the media, but I mean, it's expected because of LeBron James and all the free agent
He's playing
acquisitions.
in the preseason like it's a playoff game.
Did you see him against the Warriors on a
Warriors are not
Wednesday
even
night?
trying.
Wednesday night, that was crazy.
They're not here.
They're not trying. They're not.
They don't
here.
need to. Kevin Durant got ejected though, fouled out.
Steve Kerr.
Well, not ejected, just fouled out. But
Yeah.
and then Steve Kerr got ejected in a
Steve Kerr
preseason
got
game. But
ejected.
I mean, Lakers, it's just showing that they're ready this season. They're trying to win more games. They got the free agents that they needed to be a little better. So you just got to see
Yeah.
this season.
I'll say with going so hard in the preseason, it's coming with still a little bit of the need to figure out everybody's role.
Yes,
Yes.
the starters who
Yep.
needs to start.
I
Do you
mean,
think?
LeBron, no question, he is going to
But
start.
what the point guard? If you're going to start Rajon Rondo or
But that team's
Lonzo
gonna go
Ball,
nowhere.
Rondo.
obviously Rondo, but they're probably still on the fence. But I think
Lonzo's
Lonzo's a
like your
backup. I think is
second
still
string.
fine.
That team's not going to go anywhere though. Not anywhere far.
I don't think it'll go too far.
It'll be better than last year.
I think
They'll be better than last year, but they're not
Yes.
going to go too far.
You don't think they'll make a playoff berth?
They'll make the playoffs. They're not going to.
I mean, I think
They're
that's
not
a
gonna- they
great
won't get-
accomplishment
I
for him
don't
because
think they're
LeBron
gonna
really
make it
doesn't need to
far.
prove anything else.
No.
LeBron just wants to
He's there for try
try to
for
make
the
him
glitz
better.
and glamour.
Yeah.
If he makes it to the playoffs again, then that's pretty much going to go down that he is one of the most dominating players and most effective
Most effective, yes.
team player.
Game
mostly.
changing, team changing.
Game changer in history.
Well,
Kind of already
I agree
is,
with you
but
with that.
this will confirm.
Can't
it.
argue with you about that.
Yeah. So we're going to go from the West Coast to the Midwest. So what to think of Cleveland this season? What to think of the Browns? They've had every single game situation thrown at them this year.
3 overtime
Okay.
games, almost tied
Hey,
in a second
okay.
one.
A tie week 1, a
Yeah.
regulation loss, a regulation win, an overtime loss, and an overtime win.
Okay.
They've had every scenario for them this year,
Here's the thing. Right now,
and they're 500.
if it wasn't because of their kickers, they should have won at least 3 or 4 games, possibly even 5 if they just played hard. But I'm going to say
Yes.
3 or 4. They're so much better than they were last season.
Yes.
They have a solid
No
starting
question,
quarterback
yes.
that they don't need to worry about switching out every week. They have basically weapons off of running back. It's crazy. Carlos Hyde, Nick Chubb.
I will also say that I
Duke
did
Johnson.
say this was going to be their comeback season.
Yeah, you did.
Yes, you did.
And then wide receivers can't even compare. Rashard Higgins is taking a big
Rashard
role.
Higgins?
I
And then
dropped
we
him.
have Jarvis Landry. Antonio Callaway's starting to be a better role, even though he's been a little bit of a slump. But at least they have receivers. And
Yeah.
their defense, their run defense is still pretty good, but they still are a little shaky on the defensive end, allowing a lot of points. But
Well, we'll
I
get
think-
we'll get to their defense.
I
later.
think they're great.
Yep.
I think they're so
And-
far way better than I expected them to be.
And then on Monday, Drew Brees, all-time passing leader. The guy has been faced with so many different obstacles over his career. First, you got to look at how tall he's. 6 foot. Drafted by the Chargers, plays there for 3 years. They draft Rivers. There's an obstacle.
And then he
Goes to New Orleans, Hurricane Katrina. They have to play their home games in San Antonio. That's another obstacle.
Yep.
If you look at all the, and then you look at Peyton, not as many. No, there's not as many obstacles when Peyton came in, besides the neck surgery. But other than that,
I will say that did affect him, though. That
Oh.
neck surgery did definitely affect him.
not really affected him in 2013 when
Yeah.
he threw 55 touchdowns. Yeah, that really affected him.
It's
But-
like that movie about the kid who plays baseball, like the kid who gets hurt, and
The
then
rookie?
he's just like, yeah.
The rookie?
Yeah, and the kid throws like 600 miles per hour.
Yeah. But
Did you guys see the passing play when Drew Brees
It was-
broke it? He was a wide open player. And he goes right for the touchdown. It was amazing.
It was a
And
long
he ended up
pass,
having
too.
like over 350 yards passing that game too.
I
So
will say that
he's
touchdown
amazing.
pass, that's the way to break.
that's the way to
record.
do it. Seeing his family gain that certificate and getting that football. The guy in the
having
white
his
gloves
boy-
holds on to it.
Yeah,
That
his
was
boy-
amazing.
Matt, his boy, having his 3.
4 boys.
I like
He
that.
has 4 boys?
I think he has 4 boys.
He has 3 boys and a daughter.
Yep.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
I
Maybe
like
that's what it
having
was.
them on the
Having the
sidelines and
family
everything.
Oh yeah, I forgot he has a daughter. Yes, 3 boys and a daughter.
So,
That's amazing. Good for him.
Congratulations to him and his family and the entire city.
Oh, definitely.
So, now the college football. But we're not talking about Drew Brees at school, Purdue. We're talking about other schools.
College football was pretty crazy this weekend, guys.
And we'll stick in the Big
Last
Ten
weekend.
and Drew Brees' former conference. Oh, Michigan State.
What happened?
29-19 over Northwestern. They lost.
Did they not get a good start? Like I said, they did not get a good start, meaning they weren't going to
They
be able
always
to finish.
State starts slow. They start slow. They don't have a run game. That's the only reason why. Their defense gives up 3 home run plays, and that's why that's what the score is.
I believe now State's unranked.
Yep. They are unranked, and they're
Sad.
going to play the number 8 team in the country,
Oh boy.
in Penn State,
Oh.
in Happy Valley.
Oh man. Well, they got to come back somehow.
That's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, and then you go to the big house after that.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very tough
I
one.
hope there's a good game there.
Oh yeah.
I hope that one's a good game.
But Lewerke can't do anything
No.
because
Mm-mm.
there's no run game.
He's got nothing to work
LJ
with, really.
Their running backs are nothing.
They haven't showed up.
They hit Michigan State. Their offensive line. They have a different starting combination every week.
Nothing's
Yeah,
working.
I've
A
seen
different combination
something.
every week. How can you win like that?
There's always
'Cause
somebody
there's nothing
new
working
in there,
for 'em.
yeah.
You can't. Yeah, just try and stick with something. I mean, you won. You're 3-2 to this point. You stick with that line that worked.
Yep. You
Stick
gotta
with
find
what
the
works.
guys that play good together,
That's what they're trying to find.
and then just
But
let
go-
those guys
That's
go.
what they're doing
but
right
looking
now.
at Michigan State and Penn State,
Oof. Oof.
start with you, Eric.
I'm going with Penn State.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going with Penn State.
Oh, that's sad, but
Yeah,
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
that's a big one.
Air Force and Navy. Air Force obliterated Navy. That was a bad game.
I always love these games. I always love Air Force and Navy. Just
Army,
watching
Navy.
these
Army and
games.
Navy,
Army,
too,
Navy,
just no matter
Air
what.
Force, Navy,
Armed forces.
Army, Air Force.
Yeah, those are good. Those are good
I
games.
love watching those
And
games
then-
just from all the support from all over the country.
Yeah, and then the Red River rivalry. Texas 48, Oklahoma 45 in
That's
overtime.
a good game.
I was actually watching this game and it was very amazing. Texas got off to a very strong start and they picked off against
And they almost blew it.
Oklahoma's quarterback.
Came
Yeah, they almost
close.
blew it.
How many
Ellinger's
points-
Texas quarterback, he's an amazing player. He'd be great in the NFL. I've seen his story from a little kid, his father dying of a young age, used to play college ball, and I'm just quarterback is amazing so far. But yeah, Oklahoma, they almost came back. but-
Almost came back, but not enough.
Mhm.
LSU goes down in the swamp.
That was very surprising. My LSU ride or die team, but it
Shout
was a
out
good
to our-
game. It was a good game.
Shout out to our guest host last week for
They
picking
called it.
Florida.
Yep. My God, he
He had a
don't
great
even know
week.
what he picked, Hunter. You
He had a
crazy.
Great, he had a good week though. But what does this do to LSU?
Shows them they got to come back to next week. You just got to keep fighting. They're strong.
Well, they
against-
have a tough test this week.
That's gonna be very tough. Oh boy.
They're at home against Georgia.
Oh man, Georgia.
That's going to be some work.
Considering the fact that they fell 8 spots. Yeah.
It's because they faced a ranked team though too.
I would agree.
I'm surprised it
The
wasn't
lower
dropped
ranked
even more.
team.
Yep.
Yeah. Notre Dame beat Virginia Tech as
I
we
mean,
all
that was
predicted.
expected. Yeah.
That was expected. And Western Michigan beat Eastern Michigan by 3.
I mean, that's what we thought. But sorry, not sorry, Hunter.
There you go. Let's go down Georgia LSU this week.
Oh man.
Georgia.
I still love LSU this weekend though. But
So you're taking?
no,
But
I'm going Georgia.
Oh,
How can you not?
Georgia here.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Washington, number 7. And number 17, Oregon.
Now this is where I'm gonna go Oregon. I think
Hmm.
they're a definite sleeper in college football this year. At home, I think they're gonna surprise some people.
Well, considering the fact when they blew their chances against USC.
I know, but still see
I'm
him as a
going with
sleeper this
Washington.
season.
I don't believe in that Oregon coaching staff.
I'm gonna go with the favorites here and Washington.
No.
All right then.
Michigan State, Penn State.
I mean,
where do
we
you
already,
want?
yeah.
Number 6,
Yeah.
West Virginia. I told you.
You convinced me.
I told you.
I saw a
You
game
don't
and they
sleep
were
on
great.
them.
They were great. They were great.
Don't sleep on them. They're going to get in the playoff.
They
Even though
could. They could.
They will.
I'd give them.
Ooh,
I'd
ooh.
say they
Even
got a
with the top
chance.
4 teams,
Yes.
Clemson, Alabama, Georgia, and
One of those will fall,
Who's the
and
last
West
one?
Virginia will go right into the 4.
who's the last one? I can't think, but that's a
Yeah.
pretty high
They're
statement
at
up
Iowa
there, Aaron.
State. West Virginia's going to blow
Well, West
them out.
Virginia's
Yeah.
gonna win.
They're going to blow them out. Baylor at number 9, Texas. Sorry, Texas. It's time to come back down to earth. Baylor in this one.
I'm picking Texas.
I'm picking Texas. They're crazy this season. I think they have a great team.
And then it's in bold for a reason. Number 15, Wisconsin, and number 12, Michigan.
it
Let's
should
see
be an
that
amazing
game.
game. Amazing
I want
game.
to see this game. I want to see it high scoring. I want to see it close. I want to see it an absolute
And I
dogfight.
and I want to see a Badgers win, because that's who I'm picking.
I gotta go with my guys. Gotta go with Michigan.
This one's
Yeah, say it. Say it.
Everybody sleeps on Wisconsin, and I don't know. Jim Harbaugh's been messing up sometimes this season.
Same.
I'm gonna go with the upset Wisconsin, just this time.
yay!
Just, I don't know if Harbaugh can do this
Good pick, Brian. Good pick.
unless they lose.
That's a good pick.
Unless they lose,
No, that's a
then
good
that's a
pick.
bad pick.
That's a good
but
pick.
it's all right.
All right, time for the National Football
Here
League
we
in
go.
week number
Ooh.
6. So, we have Arizona, who finally won their first game.
Yes.
Said that.
They're going to Minnesota.
Ouch.
Unless Kirk Cousins has another horrible performance like he does against the Bills, I think he should be fine.
Well, you got to look at him last week against the
ready.
Eagles.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, he looked pretty good. And the
he
spread is
I
minus
played
10.
Minnesota's defense.
Minnesota's the favorite.
I gotta go Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Minnesota. We got the Chargers coming off that win against the Raiders last week. They're going to Cleveland.
Stephen won't trade me Melvin Gordon.
Because he's winning.
I'm playing him this week.
Oh.
Good luck.
Thank you.
They're going to Cleveland. The spread's only a point.
Because the
Cleveland's got
Chargers
this.
can blow a game easily like that.
Cleveland
That's their
is going to
problem.
lock down
Well,
Melvin
if you remember-
Gordon.
Whoa.
Well, if you remember 2 years ago, Cleveland beat San Diego.
When they were San Diego.
Yes.
They get
Yes.
their only win.
That was crazy.
And it will happen again this year.
Man, preach
In
your brother.
regulation.
Regulation. Yeah, no more
Jabril
overtime
Peppers
games. No
is
more
gonna
ties.
Put the hit stick on Melvin Gordon.
Ouch.
Hmm.
I gotta go Cleveland at home. I
I'm
think
taking- I'm-
Chargers could
I'm
upset.
taking Cleveland as my upset.
You're upset.
My upset.
Ooh.
I'm with you.
You're taking Cleveland as your
I'm
upset?
taking Cleveland.
Not
That's
as
your
my
upset.
upset.
That's my upset.
Ooh. Okay. Then we have Chicago going to Miami. Okay, the last time Trubisky stepped on the football field, he threw 6 touchdowns.
Yeah. That was.
But he's going- but he's
That was
going-
against a Tampa Bay defense. That's pretty weak, though. Let's remember that.
Yes.
I will agree with that.
He's going up against a Miami defense
But Miami's
that has a
defense
pretty
is
good
also
secondary.
But
Pretty decent secondary. So, I'm going with the Bears.
I gotta go.
Unfortunately.
I gotta go
Chicago.
Chicago. They're insane. They could win a division. Sad to say, but
Yeah, they could.
They got a chance.
They could.
They have a great
Good
chance.
chance. I don't know what's up with Green Bay in this division.
It's
We'll
a
get,
tie. The tie's messing them up.
Oh,
Especially
we'll
Aaron
get-
Rodgers.
we'll get to them. And then we have your Carolina Panthers going to Washington after Graham Gano saved the day.
And Washington got torched.
3-yard field goal.
Do you think he'll
And
win?
Beautiful kick.
And they're going to Washington after they got torched by the Saints.
I am
Mhm.
kind of hyped up for this game, not just because it's Carolina, because it's a close one.
Even though they're not the favorite, you're going to take them as your lock.
I'm not going to go with my lock, but I am picking them to win.
Yeah, I'm taking Carolina.
I gotta pick Carolina too.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they're not favored.
Yeah,
That's a real
right.
surprising thing.
Yeah.
Especially if Greg
Indy.
Olsen possibly coming back.
I
don't know if he'll come back, but the fact that he's
He's been out, he's
Practicing.
been practicing, he's been doing everything. If he does come back, I feel like
That's
that'll be
gonna
a
be
huge impact on this game, and Carolina would be the favorite if he was confirmed to start.
I like that logic.
Yeah. Indianapolis going to New York, the Jets. Jets are minus 2.5.
What is up with the Jets this season?
Too
It was that one
inconsistent.
game.
What happened?
Last week, Robbie Anderson, saved me in a league. Not yours, but in a league. Oh, 2 huge touchdowns.
Yeah. They're
Only
kinda
rec-
After I took
receptions.
Denver as my upset, that was not good.
That was not good.
But Indy,
Yeah.
Indy's not looking that bad. Even though
Andrew Luck is throwing a heck of a lot of passes.
Yeah.
But
he's
his
going
team
for a
can't
lot of
support him.
yards.
And yards, but his team can't support him.
I don't know what's up with their running game.
Their running game
Everybody,
is
not
the running backs
like
keep getting
weird.
injured.
I haven't really seen much.
Well, they
of
didn't
it.
have T.Y. Hilton last week.
I haven't seen much running.
And they
from
won't have him this week.
They won't?
He's ruled out.
as of right now.
Oh, just because of that. I gotta take the Jets.
I'm
I'm
still
taking the
taking the
Jets.
Colts. I'm going to take the Colts.
Oh,
Got to.
okay.
Honestly, this game's a toss-up to be honest.
Pittsburgh going to Cincinnati.
It's going to be a tough game for both of them.
Cincinnati's minus 2.5.
What are you thinking, Eric? What are you thinking?
Cincinnati
Who day?
They're having a great
Cincinnati.
season.
doesn't have the most effective pass rush.
But they showed last week against Miami that they could get it done.
Yes.
Sorry, Brian. I'm going Cincinnati.
I'm sticking with Pittsburgh though.
I was thinking Pittsburgh as my upset.
I'm on the Cincinnati.
That would be huge. No matter what, this game is huge. It's a division game.
I'm on the Cincinnati.
I
You
feel
are.
like the
Especially
Steelers
'cause of last
are
season they
having
were
a
bad.
better season.
Oof.
Yeah.
I think Cincinnati, as of right now, is having the best comeback season from a previous year. Other than Cleveland.
Okay.
Just
All right.
because they were expected so much last season and nothing
I just wanted to
happened.
make sure you saw that.
No, I
Cleveland
know.
was
No,
right
no.
in
We
front of
already
you.
already discussed that earlier.
Okay.
I already discussed
Yeah,
that
yeah,
earlier.
yeah.
Okay.
We have Tampa Bay going to Atlanta.
I mean, gosh, come on.
And Jameis Winston's first start of the year.
But dude,
That's
Atlanta's
unfortunate.
minus 3.5.
I'd
Dude.
say ride Fitzmagic.
Too bad Fitzmagic's riding the bench.
Yeah.
dang, cut him off.
Atlanta bounces back.
Bro.
Don't worry, that
Calvin
wasn't scripted. We great minds.
Calvin Ridley will have 2 touchdowns in this game.
Calvin really is becoming a stud.
Deshaun
And Julio,
Jackson's
team.
done.
and Julio Jones has disappeared.
I've got Atlanta as my lock.
Okay.
Julio Jones has disappeared.
He's not
and he
disappeared.
will-
He just disappeared in the red zone.
No, he's
From
just
20 to 20, he's doing
Wow.
pretty good.
Have you
Okay.
seen him in the end zone this year?
That's exactly it.
He
From
has
20 to 20, he's fine.
So he's disappeared.
0
In the end
touchdowns.
zone, but from 20 to 20, he's fine.
0 touchdowns. He hasn't
There's-
been there in the red zone. Anywhere else, he's getting tons of targets.
Exactly.
And that's what makes fantasy owners frustrated.
But
PPR though.
Yes.
they are though.
Seattle and Oakland.
In London.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the London.
Cheerio.
Hello. All right.
Oh,
Hey man.
First off, I hate London games.
Because they're early in the morning.
Yes.
I kind of like that
Because it requires me to set
Yeah.
my lineups before
yeah,
on Saturday.
It makes everybody rush, and then the guys that forget about the London games mess up.
Yep.
And you have to set your lineup. If you have players on these 2 teams, you have to set
There you
it
go.
before you get the inactives for the 1 o'clock games in the States.
I got Jared Cook, and I could not be that much happier with his performance
All right.
because Regulus
Hey.
got injured.
But Seattle, they look like they could hang with a lot of teams.
Oh yeah,
But they can't finish.
oh yeah.
But they can't finish. That's why Oakland is going to get their
Whoa.
second win of the game.
I will say
Second
yes,
win of the game, second win of the year.
because they're losing their back. Seattle's slowly losing their backfield,
Yes.
and that's
Losing
what's
their
gonna
entire
hurt 'em.
team, to say.
Yeah, that too, and that's what's hurting them the most. So that's why I got to give this to Oakland.
I got Seattle on this though.
Boo.
Russell Wilson's gonna hold him back.
Boo.
Russell Wilson's gonna have a rushing touchdown,
Exactly.
but they won't win.
Okay.
There you go. Buffalo, after that shocking win over Tennessee,
Yep.
they're going to Houston. Houston is minus 10.
Houston came back against the
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
They did.
Houston.
I'm
I
gonna
gotta
pick
give it to Houston. Yeah.
Houston. Probably in America's Game of the Week. The Los Angeles Rams at Denver.
This
The Rams are
is
minus 7. My lock,
My lock.
the Los Angeles Rams.
Just kidding. I have the Rams too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't pick against my Broncos,
There's
but
really
this week
not
I
much
have
to
to.
say about this one.
Your Jacksonville Jaguars are going to Dallas.
They should win. Jacksonville.
That's
I
why
don't
I'm
know what's
taking
going on with
Jacksonville.
them.
I'm gonna take Jacksonville.
I gotta go with them too.
Baltimore is going to Tennessee.
This will be a very interesting game to watch because they're very underrated teams.
Go Ravens.
Go Ravens.
Baltimore.
I got the Titans.
Oh.
You got to be that guy.
At home, they could show us some.
Why you wearing purple? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then the Sunday Night Football, Kansas City goes to Foxborough.
You gotta watch this game this
I
week.
cannot wait for this game.
Rematch of Week 1 of
Kansas
last year.
City's getting their first loss. I got New England.
New England.
Really, guys? I have Kansas City.
Of course you do.
Yeah, just, how can you not be excited for them?
And then,
I'm hyped up for him. I'll give you that. But
You think Julian Edelman will have a big game?
yes, he'll have 2 touchdowns in this one.
I'll give him.
Okay.
And then Gronk will have 1, and he'll spike it.
Okay.
I feel like it's kind of hard to cover Gronk, even
In
with
front of Eric
God.
Berry.
a few
He's
guys.
huge.
Yeah.
I know, yeah.
Refrigerator.
Yeah. And then probably in the most disappointing Monday night game of the year, to this point,
That's
San,
disrespectful.
San Francisco at Green Bay.
I expected more. out of
Okay,
Green Bay
hopefully
this year.
Green Bay's kicking game will be in order for this one.
Please no more roughing the passer calls.
That really sucks for Mason Crosby. Nobody heard. Missed 5 field goals.
Yes.
1 extra point.
No, he missed 4 and he missed 1.
4-1.
4 and 1. And then he made 1 at the end.
4-1.
Yes.
And then he made 1, yeah.
You went 1 for 5.
And even Lions fans were standing up and cheering for him.
If he would have made all of his field goal guys, we would have lost.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
You never
It's
know.
crazy.
But it's a good thing Detroit got the win and they're on a bye.
Thank goodness.
Agreed.
Next week they go to Miami, so we'll
That
cover that.
means-
I got Green Bay winning this game, though.
That means that Detroit has an extra station on TV covering another football game.
Sweet. Really?
CJ Beathard and the Niners will take this one in Lambeau. Not by much.
Whoa.
Oh,
That's
okay.
I don't know what to say about that.
I'm sticking with Green
I
Bay,
am too.
but
And never mind, I'll change my pick.
if you're putting that as if you're picking that upset, I mean that's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, I'm not going to go. Yeah, not that big of a stretch. All right. It's time for the fantasy zone, Brian.
Ooh, fantasy football.
Woo! I'm 3-2. I'm happy. Even though I should have started Phillip Rivers.
It's always a struggle who to start and who not to start.
Well, who should you start this week?
Well, I mean, I talked about this earlier. You got to start Matt Ryan versus the Buccaneers.
He's in the dome. He's going to be a shootout.
Gosh, yeah, and
No wind.
the Buccaneers defense,
Thanks.
they allow 37 fantasy
Or
points to
snow.
quarterbacks. And then you got to expect Ryan. He's been pretty consistent these past few weeks. For fantasy-wise, not winning-wise. Obviously, they're 1-4, but
Yep.
I'm expecting at least 20-plus point performance from him. And then you got to start Andrew Luck.
Yep.
Like you
Lot
talked
of
about
yards.
earlier, he throws a lot of yards. Throws the ball a lot in the air. 53 passes in 1 week and around 60 in another. That is insane. And he has had 22-plus points in 2 straight games. I expect even more from that this week.
Hmm.
All right.
Sit of the week is Big Ben
Ouch.
against the Bengals.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Big Ben put up 21 points last week over Atlanta, but fading him ahead of a road matchup in Cincinnati, he failed to produce 15-plus points in 6 of his 8 road games against the Bengals.
I'm starting him anyway.
Okay.
I have the combo.
And quarterbacks have averaged just 12 points per game against the Bengals at home. So sit Big Ben.
I would.
This one kills me to say, but sit Phillip Rivers against Cleveland.
Oh.
That's kinda weird.
Rivers has been golden. He has.
Yeah.
For fantasy owners this year. I mean, he only has 2 picks this year, which is impressive.
I
Only
will
one of
give
them's a
him
pick
that.
6.
Hey, it's as
It's
long
2
as
picks.
It's not, yeah.
It's not usual Phillip Rivers. So, scoring over 21 plus in every game this year.
That's pretty good.
However, he'll have a low floor when he matches up against the Browns this week. Cleveland's defense has just given up just just about 8 points per game to quarterbacks on their home field in 2018. So beware
Told you.
of Rivers.
Jabril Peppers hit pick.
Sit Derek Carr against Seattle in London. So sit him the night before.
All right.
Aside from 31-point game in week 4, Carr's been below average, so sit him.
Yep.
Sit Mitch Trubisky against the Dolphins. Like I said earlier, it's not going to carry over.
If it does, though, you're going to look pretty not so smart.
I'll take my chances on that.
I hope
All right.
it doesn't, just for the Lions.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So sit Trubisky. Sit Mariota, even though he put up a monster performance against the Eagles 2 weeks ago. He put up a stinker last week.
Yeah.
Against the Bills. So don't trust him in a regular starter, especially against the Ravens. The Ravens have just have allowed 6 touchdown passes all year. So
Wow.
beware of him. Sit Dak against the Jags.
Yeah.
And
I
sit
would agree.
Tannehill against the Bears.
Yep.
Yep.
And sit Flacco against the Titans.
All right.
I'll go with running backs.
You'll go with running backs. Ooh.
Sit LaShawn McCoy.
It's just
He
a regular.
stinks.
It's just a regular.
He stinks
Yeah.
this year. He's
He's
no.
falling off.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
starting to fall off a little bit.
Sad to say.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, I mean, he had put up the best game of the year last week when he scored 12 points.
Oh.
So, it's like beware against the Texans who have held opposing rushers to about 3.4 yards attempt.
Wow.
So, be wary of that. Sit Kenyon Drake against the Bears. It's tough to bench Drake.
Playing him anyway.
Playing him anyway.
Because
Such a big stat line against the Bengals.
He's a bust.
Hey,
But a game against the Bears, anything is
put him in double
favorable.
digits. That's all I need.
One.
To ask
Barely
for.
10. 9.9999999.
Hey, he put up 20 1 week.
Don't believe in
And it
him.
was against his dad. So funny.
So, beware of Drake. Sit Alex Collins against the Titans. He was supposed to be reliable, but he lost touches to Buck Allen.
Yep.
So it's
Yes.
a running back by committee. Sit Alfred Morris against the Packers.
Yes.
Also, start the Packers defense this week.
All right.
Really?
Yes.
You don't say.
Yes. Sit Derrick Henry against Baltimore.
Please no roughing the passer
Sit-
once again.
Sit Adrian Peterson.
Yes.
And sit Peyton Barber.
No.
Sit Carlos Hyde. And sit Deion Lewis. What do you got?
All right.
Who
We got
should
to
you
start Sony Michel versus the Chiefs, and this is all about the matchup against the
Yes.
Chiefs.
Yep.
The Chiefs defense has allowed 188 yards per game to running backs and 7 touchdowns for running backs, and they gave up the second most PPR points in the league to running backs. So the Chiefs just not good against the run. And I know you're talking about Carr, but you still got to start Marshawn Lynch. I mean, come on. It's a reunion game versus the Seahawks. You don't think he'll go a little crazy knowing him?
I hope he does.
Skittles.
And then the Seahawks surrendered 3 rushing touchdowns last week to Todd Gurley. Even though it's Todd Gurley, 3 rushing touchdowns? Come on.
Good point.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Receivers.
For receivers, we mentioned this earlier today, my friend and I. You got to start Tyler Boyd
Yes, you do.
versus the
Okay.
Steelers. He runs 67% of his routes in the slot, and the Steelers are weak against the slot.
Yes.
So it's like a good matchup.
He should be available in most of your
Oh,
leagues.
definitely. And then their defense has allowed the second most yards, 4 touchdowns, and the second most PPR points per game to slot
And I-
receivers. So that's like
and
a Christmas for him.
And I hear my main man, Emmanuel Sanders, is on that list too.
He is. You should
I'm
still start him as
liking
well. But you should also start, as I talked about the Chiefs earlier, Julian Edelman.
Yes, you should.
In his return from suspension last week, he got 9 targets. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Looks to be that top 2 receiver back. And then the Chiefs allowed 29 points per game on the road
Ouch.
to wide receivers. That is insane.
Ouch.
And then, again,
How
including
they're
Emmanuel
5-0,
Sanders.
I have no idea. Sit of the week, you said Corey Davis against Baltimore.
All right.
He was listed as sim last week, like I said last week, Brian.
Yes, you did. Yes,
Yeah.
you did.
He only had 8 points to the Bills. Keep him on the sidelines again against the Ravens. So, sit Jordy Nelson against Seattle. He's been on a hot streak in recent weeks, but it will make it tough to bench him. Keep in mind, Nelson leads all Raiders wideouts in routes run out of the slot.
Oh.
And Seattle's defense has surrendered just 340 yards with no touchdowns to slot receivers.
Wow.
Consider Nelson a gamble this week. Sit Allen Robinson against the Dolphins. He's been a disappointment thus far. Beware of Xavier Howard of the Dolphins, who will probably be covering him that game. So beware of that. Sit Kenny Stills against the Bears. The Bears got a really good
Yep.
defense.
The Bears.
Sit Crowder. Crowder hasn't done anything to this point. So beware of Crowder. And I'll go with tight ends. Sit Njoku against the Chargers. Chargers got a pretty good pass defense against tight ends. Hasn't been that bad. Just the Chargers give about 9 points a game to tight ends. So sit Njoku.
Yeah.
Sit Trey Burton against the Dolphins. Burton's a hard player to sit in a super thin position. So consider this a warning because this matchup in Miami, the Dolphins have allowed just 2 touchdowns to receivers coming out of the slot, and tight ends have averaged the 8th fewest PPR points against them. Burton's
tough.
recent target share also leaves him much to be desired. Sit Antonio Gates, even though he's a future Hall of Famer. He had a couple touchdowns. this year.
Yeah, a few, two.
Yeah, just sit him. Sit Geoff Swain
Just
versus Jacksonville. He's been on a rise, but he's going to come crashing back down against the Jags. Sit Niles Paul against the Cowboys. Hayden Hurst at the Titans. Busts. Jared Cook versus Seattle. And Charles Clay in the Vikings.
It's okay. Jared Cook will be fine, Brian.
Tight ends.
Gotta
Have to
start.
beat Steven.
Austin Hooper versus the Buccaneers. 17 PPR points last week versus the Steelers. Austin Hooper had. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And the
Ebron.
Buccaneers give up the most PPR points to tight ends this season.
Hey.
Austin Hooper is a must start.
And Ebron had a game.
Speaking of Ebron,
He's having a great season.
you got to start him too.
Yeah, because he's not on the Lions.
True.
He had a career game last week against the Patriots, especially with Jack Doyle being out.
Doyle
And then
Bulls.
the Jets are allowing 3 touchdowns, and the third most. Well, they allowed 3 touchdowns to the slot receivers, and the third most yards in 5 weeks to the receivers, slot receivers. And guess where Eric Ebron mostly lines up?
In the slot.
In the slot.
There we
So
go.
Ebron's having
There
a
we
great
go.
season. I wish he could do that for Detroit, but
Yeah,
salty.
we already.
Very salty. But you got to start
I
him.
think he proved his case here.
One
And
more tight
then-
end.
Who?
If Greg Olsen does start, you got to play him.
I mean, if he does play, you got to start him.
Especially
He's
against
back.
the Redskins.
He's back.
If
he
he
does
does
play.
start.
Oh my gosh.
And then for defenses, come on, the Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears against the Dolphins.
The
come on.
Packers.
The Dolphins' offense is only getting 19 points per game, and then that's the 5th fewest in the league.
Yep.
And the opposing defenses that played against the Dolphins are scoring at least 10 PPR
Oh,
points.
they're putting up some points.
Tannehill's throwing 2 picks.
We got to see for that to happen. And then you
Maybe
got to start
6.
Texans versus the Bills.
No pick sixes.
Their defenses are allowing 12 PPR points against the Bills. And then Buffalo's offensive line has thrown 22 sacks already this season. That's a lot.
Ouch.
And then with J.J. Watt, Davion Clowney,
Right through.
Uh-oh.
it's going to be crazy. You got to start
Refrigerator
Texans
part
and the Bears. Who do you got for sits?
For defenses,
For defenses.
you sit New England.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You sit Denver against the Rams.
Agreed.
Against the juggernaut of the Rams. Sit the Jets against the Colts.
Agreed.
With that.
Sit Carolina versus Washington.
Yes.
That'll be interesting.
Yes. Even you agreed. But sit the Redskins as well.
I mean, yeah, you got to send them both.
I feel like this is going to be pretty back and forth with scoring wise.
Yeah. Sit the Bills at Houston.
Definitely.
Beware of, beware of the Chiefs. And busts of the Steelers. Kickers. Sit Gano.
Ouch. After he kicks a 63-yarder to win the
He was
game.
a solid sleeper. Unfortunately, coming up against the Redskins, their defense has allowed a mere 2 field goal conversions on an average of 3 points to opposing kickers. Sit Robbie Gould against the Packers.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Since Jimmy Garoppolo's been out, down. Sit Vinatieri against the Jets. Ouch. I mean, he's getting old.
That one.
He's had a solid year, but the Jets have been just averaged 6 points to kickers this year. McManus against the Rams. They're not going to score against that defense.
Oh.
Well, they could, but
And here's my
I'd
start.
say it'll happen.
Start Crosby this year, even though he had a bad week last week. Have faith in him. Have faith in him.
I'll do it.
you got to
Please.
start Kaimi Fairbairn versus the Bills. Did you guys know that he ranked 2nd in fantasy kickers? Well, in fantasy among kickers?
Who's number 1? Tucker?
I don't know, probably. Not discussing him right now, though. We're talking about Kaimi Fairbairn. I'm sorry, but the Bills also surrendered 10 field goals per game. 10. We were talking about 2 and 3. 10. That's a lot. And then you got to start Cody Parkey versus the Dolphins.
So start all the Bears you can except Allen Robinson and Trey Burton.
Yeah.
And
He
Howard,
scored.
Howard stinks, so
That's fair.
Yeah. He scored 10 or more points in 3 or 4 games. And the Dolphins surrendered the 5th most fantasy points per game to kickers. Both are must starts. And every week, the fantasy stats are brought to you by Michael Fabiano of NFL.com.
Yeah. Yeah. Another week gone. Another week gone. So that's all we got for this week. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram at the Hot Seat Sports Talk. And go out, check out Moneyball Sportswear. Pretty comfortable. Pretty good. It's
Free advertising.
yeah.
Free advertising.
There you go. At Darian Harris. There you go. And apologies to, wait, who am I saying apologies to? I'm trying to think.
It's Sam Martin.
Oh, yes, of course. Sam Martin, apologies to you. Again, we ran out of time. But we'll be back next week. And as always, keep it fresh.